What is up? Welcome back to the channel, family. Y'all already know what time it is. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button to be a part of the crew. Otherwise, we're about to get into this video and see what it do. Make sure you guys check the Etsy store. I'll leave the description. I'll leave the link in the description down below. If you feel like supporting me, the cash out will be down below as well. Anyways, let's get into it, you guys, okay? Here we are going to be talking about toxic relationships because we are moving into 2021, baby. Not even moving into it, we already in it, okay? We already into 2021, and if you look in terms of numerology, 2021 correlates with the number 5, and number 5 is my life path number, okay? And if you don't know, number 5 is dealing with basically freedom, baby, like being free, being just able to do whatever you want to do, ride your own wave, okay? And if somebody feels like riding that wave with you, then yeah, that is what it is. But otherwise, you need to be riding your own wave. All right, so we're gonna talk about toxic relationships because 2020, oh my gosh, Becky, 2020 was the year of toxic relationships, hands down, okay? I seen so many celebrities, so many posts of people talking about how toxic their relationship was and how they just was ready to get up out of it and how they cutting people off and everything. Like, oh my gosh, toxic relationships, toxic friendships, toxic family, all of that, okay, was in 2020. And I'm so glad because we're in 2021 and put all that behind you, okay? Now it's the time to focus on you, okay? It's time to focus on making sure that you are happy, okay? Because here's the thing, whenever it comes to toxic relationships, you have to keep in mind, I'm gonna be looking at my notes too. You gotta keep in mind that you cannot make excuses for people, okay? If you already see the signs, and best believe, baby, you are gonna see signs of this person being toxic. You need to also as well take responsibility for the fact that you decided to stay in this relationship. If you do decide to stay, take responsibility for the fact that you decide to stay in that toxic relationship and move forward. Don't beat yourself up, but at the same time, what I mean by take responsibility is try not to make the same mistakes moving forward, okay? Try not to make the same mistakes, all right? Because here's the thing, like I was saying, people will show signs that they are toxic in terms of relationship. Like, they will definitely show signs, and a lot of times, speaking for females, we'll try and like excuse it or like just be like, oh well, this person, they'll change, da da da. But it's like, sis, hold up. If you done been in this relationship for months, for years, and this person hasn't changed, it's time to go. You know what I'm saying? It's time to focus on you. And I know some people that I've talked to a lot of you guys in terms of over DM or over email. And a lot of you guys will tell me that y'all are scared to like be alone. Y'all are scared to like not be in a relationship, aka you built up that codependency. And it's like you really have to be strong whenever it comes to focusing on yourself, because a lot of times, like, we'll sit here and build up this codependency in terms of depending on other people, but you have to be mentally strong so that way that isn't your main focus moving forward. You're not sitting back like hopping to the next relationship, you know what I'm saying? Like, once you hop out of one relationship, you're ready to hop into another one. Like, no, you need to take time to focus on yourself, okay, before you even hop into another one, and just kind of wean yourself off of that whole thing of being dependent on other people for happiness. That's what it is. You become dependent on others for happiness. All right. Also, another tip, do not stay too long whenever you start to see people display their toxic traits, okay? That is the mistake that we all make, is where we will sit here and we'll stay in these relationships for the longest, and we'll already see the fact that this person is showing signs of them being like toxic, but you'll stay just because, like I said, either codependency or because, you know, you feel like you're not going to find anybody out there that's going to love you and stuff like that. Like, take that out your head, okay? Take all of that out your head. You have to do that in order for you to be able to move forward. So 2021 is all about mental stability, focusing your thoughts and your mind on things that can bring you happiness, okay? Because a lot of times whenever you're in a relationship, you'll be focused on making sure that that other person is happy. But if that other person is toxic, then it becomes a point to where you're wasting your time in terms of trying to make them happy when you could be focused on making yourself happy. All right. Um, Other thing is this: you have to realize that, because like I said, with us females, we like to try and see the good in people. So we'll be like, oh well, let me stay and he'll change and da da da. But you have to realize that some people are genuinely toxic because of their upbringing. Okay, some people were either brought up, I don't want to say they was brought up to be toxic, but depending on their parents or their environment in terms of who they hung around, they're used to that toxicity. So it just kind of like, it's normal for them to act like that or be like that. So you have to realize that as well. Like, look at the friends that this person hangs around, look at their family, look at, you know what I'm saying? There's all little types of indicators that we'll try and excuse, but it's like you'll see it right there in front of your face, but you'll just kind of like excuse it. So you have to really pay attention to those types of things, so that way you're not sitting here wasting your time with somebody who is just not gonna change because that's what they're used to being around. All right. Let me see. Yeah, what I said, don't make excuses for them. Stop thinking that you could change them. Okay, so if you've been with this person for months or for years, stop thinking that you're going to be able to change them. They have to want to change for themselves as well. They have to be willing to change, okay? And if you already see situations to where this person isn't willing to change, or they're not willing to change for you, that's already letting you know, like, this person doesn't care about you enough in order for them to change their ways. And that this person, that's just, like I said, that's just what they're used to in terms of what they was brought up around, or in terms of their friendships, in terms of people that they hang around. So it's like, it comes down to the fact of, you're going to have to exit out of that situation in order for you to be better mentally. All right. And then also, you have to realize that we're in a day and age to where, like, people just aren't ready for relationships, honestly. Like, there's like, it's like there's a handful of people that you can like vibe out with that'll be ready for like a serious relationship. But then at the same time, there's like a big spectrum of people that just aren't ready for serious relationships. You know what I'm saying? They're just kind of like hopping around. And it's because, I feel like it's because those people don't know themselves. Like, they're not comfortable within themselves. So it's like they just kind of like hop around looking for, I don't even know what it is they be looking for happiness within others. And it's like they get bored easily because they don't know how to make sure that they are mentally stimulated themselves. So it comes more down to these people having issues with self-love, okay? And we definitely live in a society to where a lot of people don't have that. They don't have self-love. So it becomes difficult whenever you are somebody that already has that, or already has, you know, that type of mental thinking of loving yourself, you know, being progressive, and then you pair yourself with somebody that's not on that level. Honestly, y'all are just going to end up going downhill. So it has to come a point to where you are able to pick up on people's energy. You're able to really see people for who they are. Sometimes it could take a minute for you to see somebody for who they are, for who they for who they are, for who they is, whichever way. But it could take a minute for you to see that, but it's good for you to just like learn to pick up on people's energy, because it shouldn't take too long for you to be able to pick up and understand what somebody's coming with. Because like I said, a lot of time people will give you signs as to who they are, but we will choose to ignore those signs because maybe he's cute, or maybe he has whatever it is that you're looking for in terms of relationship. But sometimes that can be the blinders in terms of you being able to see who somebody truly is. So try not to get blindsided by that, blindsided by low vibrational things, because you need to make sure that at all times you're vibrating at a high frequency, so that way you'll be able to weed through all the BS, okay? So that is my advice. That's my advice. That's my advice whenever it comes to toxic relationships, and just trying to realize if you are in one and what to do next. Because like I said, it's 2021. That correlates with the number 5, and it's time for us to be free, okay? Time for you to break away from all those negative people, whether that be friendships, whether that be relationships. Let it let it go, okay? Time to let it go. Time to just like focus on your accomplishments, the things that you want to achieve in life. And like I said, don't feel like you have to be tied down to somebody in order for you to be happy, because a lot of times we need to realize the fact of we need to be able to bring about our own happiness. And it comes down to self-love and loving yourself. And if you can already show traits of not loving yourself, if you decide to stick in a relationship to where you already see that as toxic, that's already you not loving yourself. Okay, so keep that in mind. Anyways, comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.